GMLS. Just a quick healers blog, just to catch up over the last 2 months. It's been really hectic. I've been preparing a lot of stuff, trying to get this meditation centre off the ground, because I was going too fast. The universe asked me to slow down, and I didn't listen to the universe. And eventually the universe managed to put a piece of wood straight through my foot. That stopped me in my tracks, I tell you. I spent a month with my foot up, giving myself a bit of healing, and it was touch certain parts of the elements of the electrics of the feet that made all to do with my goals and my desires and stuff like that. Very interesting, actually. And the moment I did it, it was really weird. The moment I had this accident where I put in a piece of wood and literally, don't put it in the sunlight, literally went in, but about that much, into the foot. It's quite heavy, and it was like as big as a finger, and it touched my intestines and my large colon, in the sense of the foot, and reflexology is in pressure points. And it was bizarre because I had that moment of the cold sweat that came over me, and I felt, oh no, I'm going to faint, oh that's going to be terrible. And as I did, I could just feel my Satcom just go woo, and I need to go to the toilet. It was really weird. I had to go for a crap, and it was just so in line with all the energies that was going through my body at that time. It was quite amazing. Anyway, so that was 2 months ago. And since then, I haven't been able to do any videos simply because I've had stuff accumulating. I've got John who's going to come and help me now at the meditation centre to put meditation in place. Look for it on the website. You'll have the link. It's the diapason, which is the tuning fork, basically, to help people get back into harmony with nature and themselves mainly, because they are nature. And so there's been a lot of that going on. So look out for that. I'll put a link down below and stuff like that. And I'll start these videos going up again. There's a lot of stuff to do with pole shift going on at the moment. If you look at the Earth's energies, we can see this with a lot of humpback whales, beaching themselves or dying. It's not just to do with Fukushima, although they've got a lot to play for. There's also a lot to do with the magnetics of the Earth changing amazingly at the moment. It's a great time to be alive, and we can see this in humans. So over the last 2 months of the healing, about a month ago, just a little bit more than a month ago, about 6 weeks ago, when I was looking at people and I was looking at their karma and stuff like that, their karma, you get the karma of the indigo children's that are like a hexagon shape, and it's like a lava lamp, and it's lovely colours and stuff like that. And then you get the karma of the older generation, which is like a block. It's like a totem pole, where people explain their lives. They carve in it, gradually carving the uncarved block in Taoism, and that's what the karma is. And you can read people's karma in a way. You know what I mean? It's nothing to do with bad and good. Don't get it wrong. Everyone needs to do every experience. So there's no point complaining about people from the past. There's no point saying like Hitler was a real wanker, because at the end of the day, Hitler was you. You know what I mean? The karma's all mixed together, becoming human karma. You know what I mean? Obviously, there's karmas from elsewhere at the moment that's creating a bit of a mess. But the thing is when I look at people's karmas, it disappears. It's disappearing, man. It's like it's packing up the bags and going, man. Like it's forwarding on your luggage, waiting for the body to cease to exist and move on with it. But there's other karmas that you can see that they've almost got like chains attached to them, as if to say, I'm going to stay in this dimension and live this experience of the changing. And there's a massive change going on. And I think the powers that were understand this. This is why they've been pushing for big wars and stuff like that. They've been trying to say that the economy's going really well, it's picking up, and even in the UK they're saying it's better than it was before the big collapse and stuff like that. But for everybody else, but for Mr. Tula, Mr. Everyday, I don't see that. You know what I mean? And So the energy is really in confusion. It's sort of going from one side to another, really turning upside down. And you can see these in the people. There's a lot of people with, say, like bad blacks and stuff like that. Adios. Adios. Bad blacks, yeah, we're on the Spanish side of the Pyrenees. I'm on this bar, this terrace bar, beautiful thing. View behind us, a little bit of wind, but it's lovely. Anyway, and the people are a little bit confused, and they're all asking questions. They want to know what's going on. How do they advance? How do they get forward in all of this? And it's all a bit difficult for people to actually move on. And it's not only the karma. There's been a change in the chakras. Normally, like a chakra, if you imagine that's the person like that. Normally, you have the chakra that comes out like that makes a round circle like that, like a petal, like a wheel, as they say. The word is, wheel. But anyway, it's a wheel that goes down like that, and there's a tube like that, and then there's another wheel behind the person. Yeah. Now the third eye and the throat chakra is the same chakra, but it's folded over. So you've got the two trumpets on one side, but at the moment it's in the process of unfolding. I think we're moving into a point where we can manifest the reality in front of us. So it's important for you to live your life and to live through your pleasures in your life. Okay? So to get in contact with, so what's your pleasures? Get in contact with your pleasures. The idea is you take a seat anywhere, it doesn't matter where it is, because you need to do this in various places, right? You need to do it in your house, in your garden, in the car. Lovely view here in Spain, you can do it in America, do it anywhere you like, you know what I mean, in the local town. But what you need to do is you just need to take 5 minutes, no more than that, 5 minutes, right? And you pay attention to all the little things around you. The light, the colour, the temperature, the odours, the smells, the tastes, the textures, the sounds, all the little things that are around you, because they are the fundamental things that is the pleasure for you. And when you understand that, all of a sudden, you don't do activities just to fill your life. You do activities because you're going to get all those little things together. And that's your real pleasure, see? And all of a sudden, there's no more choices in life. It's just an evidence. It's just, I don't have to choose to do that. I just know I need to do that, if you know what I mean. It takes a lot of the confusion out of living, basically. So it is a very important time as the Earth is in pole shift mode, and it's going to take quite a fair few years, as anybody knows, to actually go through this whole process. And as this energy changes, so it changes in us. And when you become aware of it, all of a sudden you start giving a certain direction to this change rather than just simply going through this change. And I think this whole undoing of the third eye and the throat chakra and becoming one chakra. So we end up with only 5 chakras, because the actual crown chakra and the root chakra is actually just the staff that the 2 snakes go around like topped, yeah. And when they cross over, that's when you get the chakras. So in theory, we're just going to have the sacrum, the plexus solus, the solar plexus, heart chakra, and combination of the throat and third eye chakra, and then obviously your 5th one being your crown chakra and your root chakra. And this is going to change a lot, because the heart energy is, if you imagine a chakra that's flat like that, with the trumpet facing up, and it's got the petals all around, the spokes of the wheel all around, and then the other trumpet, the other end of the trumpet sits on the top, and your petals, they protect your connection to the universe, which is in the middle of you. And what's happening is that heart is opening up to finally put into position properly where we can actually live through our hearts. And that's going to be fantastic, I think. Well, it should be anyway. I'm enjoying it. I hope you are. You got to. we do risk a lot at the moment. In any changes, there's always an element of risk, and this is it. The element is really big at the moment. You know, if we make it through, it's going to be amazing. If we don't make it through, it's going to be ended. You know what I mean? But that's fine. You know, that's cool. That's just the way it goes. You know what I mean? I don't worry about that sort of thing. And so, you know, as in the healing, just really, as for healing energies and stuff like that, pay attention to yourself and get in touch with those things that really make you go, yeah, this is what life's all about. You know, I love that sunset. I love that colour. I love that green. Or I love that, you know, that deep dark black of the dog, you know, of a dog or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Just make sure you get that butterfly feeling through your entire body, because there's that moment there you start lighting your heart, you start lighting your connection to everything else around you, and all of a sudden there is no more choices. It's just, this is what you gotta do. It's great. You know, it's a lot less stress in life. So it's been very hard, very quagmire sort of healing at the moment. You know, very walking through thick, heavy mud. You know, for people, and you know, as a healer, you got to get down in that mud. You got to help them. You know, to understand how to walk through the mud. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily to pick the people up and get them out of the mud, because you can't do that as a healer. It's not for you to actually just make their life perfect. The healer is to help someone to get through certain aspects of their life, and that could be a physical illness as much as a spiritual demand upon themselves. You know, so it's been very heavy, hard healing at the moment. You know, a lot of depression and stuff like that, which has been interesting, but at the same time very heavy work to do. And I'm glad to be over here and swimming in mountain rivers and stuff like that with the kids, and really enjoying myself, and just decharging a lot of emotions within myself. And you know, the world is in that moment like surfers. You know, surfers understand that usually the seventh wave is the biggest wave, is the best wave to catch to do surfing. You know, when you get, like, they call them sets, yeah. They call them sets, and we're coming to a real set that's coming up, and in that set you've got to make a choice. You're going to take that wave. If you're going to take that wave, you've got to know how to take it. You're going to take it backside, front side. You're going to know how the wave reacts, you know, where the rocks are, so then therefore you know where it's going to break and everything like that. And once you start connecting with this earth energies, you know, the GMLS, you understand this energy, and you become one with the wave in a way. You know, it's difficult to explain, but you certainly, a certain aspect, you take yourself out of the complication and calculation of the human race, and all of a sudden become part of something which is so much bigger than the human race. And all the confusion and the conflict around us then just becomes, you know, just like kids' tantrums. And then, you know, it's not going to happen like that. We're not just going to go into a third world war. We're going to end up in all misery. It's just not going to happen. The world does not want it like that. If we're not going to make it through, then she's just going to get rid of us like the dinosaurs. It's not a problem. But it'd be better if we actually chose to actually, you know, take the bull by the horns and actually take responsibility for everything we've done in the past and everything we can do in the future. And don't forget, because our karma's all linked, you can't just turn around and say it's your fault. It's impossible to do. You can only turn around and say it's our fault. So how are we going to sort it out? I don't know how we are going to sort it out, but I know how I am going to do what I can in order to sort it out. And if everybody started taking responsibility for themselves, it's going to be a piece of piddle, man. A real walk in the park. And that's the park out there. It's great, isn't it? So, get in contact with your pleasures. Start acting on your pleasures, start going in a certain direction, connecting with other people around you. The more you connect, the more you're going to get. The more you're going to get, the more people are going to connect, the bigger it's going to get, and then no one's going to be able to stop the transition. Bob Marley says in one of his songs, we don't know how us and them are going to work it out. He also asks a question. He says, I don't know one person who's going to be able to stop them now. Yeah? And just to answer you, Bob, just because I'm a little bit later than you, and I've got time on my side, so that was the phone. Just because I've got time on my side, I can now answer your question for you, Bob. It's no one is going to sort it out. We are going to sort it out. And we can stop it. The choice is up to us. The choice is yours. Yeah? And don't forget, it's not really a choice. It's just understanding that you are part of something that is so much bigger. That is so fantastic that you wouldn't even understand, you wouldn't even believe it. Be part of it. Create something that is fantastic. Something that you would love to live. It's a beautiful place, man. Yeah, it's changing, and it's changing fast. And yeah, we've effed up a little bit, but we're never gonna get around it all if we don't just start playing our part. Obviously the telephones ring it like that. They obviously probably go back to the real world. So, love from me to you.